Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I think I forgot to start talking there. Trying to do some multitasking stuff. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Had a couple of trades that we said overnight. They hit. Made money on one, lost money on the other one, which wasn't too bad. I took a couple of signals from the Carbon Pro dudes over there on their Signal app, and it came out to, let me see what it was today. The AUD USD hit for $25. The GB, the pound New Zealand dollar took a negative $22, so those sort of offset each other. And then US30, my US30 hit for $463, and I'll show you where that was this morning, how that hit from some stuff I set up late last night. Got a few other things that I'm let's get that off of there. Got a few other things that I'm looking at this morning. Yeah, got a few other things I'm looking at this morning on this. It's gonna be a fun day for US30 for sure. Hey Jock, what's going on? Good morning, sir. So a couple of things. One, if you're using the Carbon Capital Trader, when you log into Carbon Capital and you go down there, so video under videos, watch the video. It gives you a general idea on how to set it up and how to use it. If you don't know how to use TradingView, go watch YouTube videos, learn how to use TradingView. I'm just going to leave that right there, right? So this is not a TradingView, how to use TradingView class. This isn't how to use tools class. If you're not sure how to use them, go do like I did, watch some YouTube videos, click some buttons, and as Forrest says, click some buttons, figure out, see what happens. That's the best way to learn, in my opinion. So, TradingView. Let me hit refresh on this because it looks like it's super, super big. You can't see anything. Here's my 5 minutes. All right. So, let's scoot you up there. Wow, that came so close. All right, let me do a... Everyone is added. Thanks. Just keeping it open for right now in case I get somebody brand new that jumps on board here in the next week or so. All right. Had to add somebody to our Grant Cardone crash camp there. Got a new customer order. Wow, everything's just going off this morning. Fun deal. So let me do a screen share here. Yeah, a little bit distracted. Had some scroll morning going on there. All right. Let's see. Got that going. So, good morning. As we know, I did a little bit of a recap last night. If you didn't get that, it should be here in the group. You can go and take a look. Talked about setting buy stop orders, sell stop orders, move some stuff around, set some last night. This is the one that I set up last night. I actually moved it up a little bit just based on the way price was moving. Moved it up a little bit. It didn't hit it, so I didn't have to worry about that, but it's going here. So I adjusted this. So if price does decide to run this way, it's going to take off and run in that general direction. I'm cool. I did get this one last night. This was the one for 463 that ran through and got that, took that profit. Then, of course, this is a signal that was put in by Carbon Trader Pro. As you can see, price is up here. If it does run down this way, if it runs all the way through this with the lot size I have, there's like a ton of money in this. We'll see how that happens. See where that moves in terms of doing that. We've got some consolidation going on. Again, this is the 5-minute chart this morning. And as we know, looking at the news, right? We've got Monday. Let's see, that was the Swiss franc all day OPEC. Okay, that's OPEC meetings today. We're going to see what's going to happen with oil prices. Then at 9 o'clock. So if you're trading oil, that might be, I don't know. I don't trade oil, so I'm not even going to talk to it. But again, here's what's going to happen at 9 o'clock here, at least my time. When you open up forexfactory.com, it may show your time zone here. I don't know. I know this is my time at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. This manufacturing news is going to kick in here for USD. Then Canada's got a little news. Australia got some news this evening. And then, of course, you got in rolling in tomorrow. Just a lot of red folders this morning. Of course, if you haven't used Forex Factory before, you go over this filters over here and you can adjust it to see what folders you want to have. I don't have the yellow and gray folders up. I just have the red and orange folders up. So again, that's something that you can learn to use if you decide to. Just to get your general news. Like I said last night, the reason you want to look at news is to see how news affects price. So you come in and you see the ISM manufacturing news. You look at price at 9 o'clock. You see how it affects whatever pair you're trading, right? If you're trading US30, if you're trading gold, if you're trading the NAS 100, whatever you're trading, right? Whatever you're trading, you would come in and take a look at this news and see how it's going to affect the trade when that happens. And then you take a little bit of a note. Then you take a note and you put it on your chart, right? When this happens, right? And circle it or do whatever, highlight it, save that on TradingView, and then set yourself up so that you have some notes, and then just do that over and over and over. Eventually, you'll know when you see this news, right, what's going to happen to price, right? So at 9 o'clock, if I wanted to go there, I can go look at this news at 9 o'clock and say at 9 o'clock, it might just be a slight spike. They had some news last week, didn't really do anything different, didn't affect it at all. I probably should have put it on the chart and printed it out, but I didn't. So I'll have to follow my own advice. Again, I don't do this. I'm just saying that might be a good idea to just get a general idea when you're looking at news, to put that on your chart to see where it happens. I use Fibonacci's is how I work from price from one Fibonacci to the next. We typically know when price comes in around a Fibonacci pivot, sort of hangs out in this area. Right now, we know that price in the US30 has been in a general uptrend, right? If we come back here to the 1 hour, I cleared a lot of my drawings off here, right? If we look at price, right, this is on the 1 hour, it's been in a nice run up over the 1 hour time frame. If we go up to the daily, right, and turn off the Fibonacci's because they're crazy can't see those right now. Let's hide those, right? As you can see, the dailies back here on February 14th started in what was a downward trend, came down here and did some consolidation. Now, these are daily candles, so you don't get confused in this. Now, if you're trading on the dailies, it's a little bit different, but if you're trading, on the 15-minute, 1 minute, this is an entire day right here. This is March 23rd, right, which was typically more sellers in the market on March 23rd versus March 24th. I'm sorry, March 20th. That's Friday the 17th. I'm looking at the wrong side. Friday, March 17th. And then, of course, this is March 20th, which is Monday of last week. That's where that took off. And you can see it had a nice run up to where price is coming back up. And then you've got a nice zone sitting up in here where price. Yes, ma'am. All right, baby. Have a good day. Love you. Bye. So we're on to see June, April, May, June. Yes. She's at 15 months to retirement. Yay. So excited about that. So we're talking about price, right? When we're looking at this in overall, you can see where price came up into this zone, into this area for US30. If you wanted to put in a little zone thing there, you can see price comes up in here, hit this area, hit this area, hit this area, hit this area. It's come up here quite a few times, right? So we know if price continues to run up this way over the next several weeks, that's a zone. It's going to come up. It's going to hit this zone, and then it's going to come down here. I have a zone down here at 32.4-ish. I've got a zone. Let's see if it's down here. Come on, chart, move with me. Down at 32. Where are you at? Anyway, I've got a zone way down here in the bottom. I want to say I think it's 34.2. There's a 34.2 zone. No, it's not up that high. I'll have to come down to my lower time frames to come back in and take a look at it. But price, you can see on the lower side, prices come way down in this zone right here. But you want to find an area that price has come into quite a few times. And it's right in this area. Price came this area. I think that's like a 32.4 area. Price came right through here. It's come here. It's hit this zone quite a few times. It came here, hit this zone, came up, came back up into the zone, came through the zone, came through this. So this area right in here right? It could do something like this, right? It's not a magic science to where my eyeballs work. I just look to see where price comes to a lot. And you can see price came into this general area. It came back to this general area, came back to this general area, came way down here, came back up through this area, came up to this top zone here, came back down through this zone again, came way down here, came back up and hovered in this zone again, came back up to the top, came back down to this zone again, came up to the top, tried to head back down here, but my EMAs pushed it up, right? Came back down to this zone again, and look where it's at. So this is a general area, right? It's not the lowest low and it's not the highest high. It's just sort of a mid-range area that price seems to come back to. I could have moved this down a little bit, moved it up a little bit, but that's a general area. If I want to make this fatter, right? If I want to make this a little bit bigger, I could come down and do like that, right? And that would be a zone that price sort of hangs out in. To have general comes through that area, comes back to the area, hung out in the area here, went way down here, came back into this area again. Again, we're looking at the dailies, right? We're looking at the daily. So let's come back down here. So we have a general idea that on the daily that price is running up. We'll take a quick look at the month. What time we got? 8:11. We'll take a look at the month. This is really ugly. Can't really tell much on this looking at a monthly. Let's go to weekly. Weekly, it's a little bit crazier. You can see in weeklies, this is going way back here to March of 2020. So 3 years ago. This is where price was at, way down here. And overall, if you would open up a trade here and you were just doing a long-term trade and you just let it run based on some kind of crazy guess and just let it run and 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 run, right? You probably would have made some stupid amount of money on a trade like that. Again, you got some consolidation coming across here on the monthly. And these are monthly candles, right? Or weekly candles. So we've got a lot of money in one single candle, right? One single candle like this one on the 24th, the week of the 24th. This is nuts, right? And that was back in October of 22. So a lot of movement in that. Let's come back down here to my 30s. Get back down in here. And you see, this is some of the stuff I talked about for possibilities last night. The price may run through some of these. I'll turn back on my Fibonacci pivots. Take a look at these and see where they're set. Again, this is the signal that we set in there to see how that's going to run. Got a lot of room from this EMA to this EMA. There's a lot of money in this deal. So if US30 decides to come back and take some of this liquidity back, right? If it decides to come back down this way, it's going to run through this one. We've got this one set up. I haven't set these up. I haven't activated these yet. I'm going to remove some of these and take some of these off. Matter of fact, let's see where we're at. Yeah, we'll come in and mess with some of those and get a little bit smaller time frame. Come down here to the 15-minute and see these just a little bit better. See where they're at. But again, price is sort of stuck at the R1 resistance level, right? Yep, price is stuck at the R1 resistance level, sort of hanging out in here. Again, when we're scalping, now when we set up these buy stops and sell stops, I'm gonna come back to scalping. Don't let me forget. When we set up these buy stop orders and sell stop orders, the primary purpose of these is like laying out nets for fish. We know that price US30 does it moves three directions. It moves this direction, right? It ranges. It goes up or it goes down. There's nowhere else for it to go, right? In terms of long moves, daily moves, or we're scalping on the 1 minute, it can do this, all this kind of stuff. But when we're looking at long-term moves, overnight moves that are gonna catch some fish, right? We don't want to sit in our fishing boat all night long. We want to lay that net out there. We typically know the fish go this direction, they go this direction, or they go that direction. There's only three directions they're going to go. We don't fish when they're going this way, right? That's not good fishing, right? That's not where you lay your nets. You lay nets in this direction. I put a net right here, set it up overnight, caught $434 worth of fish or whatever that number was, right? So that was a net that I threw out there based on range, because I know when it ranges, it's going two directions. It's going to go up, and this is right through the middle of the P to R1, or pretty close to the middle. So it had two directions to go. It was either going to come this direction and activate this trade, or it was going to go in this direction. So I put this one up here as a second net because there's only three directions that fish can go. It can go this direction. Now I'm calling my candles fish. Price can go this direction. It can go this direction. I think I'm going to have to start fishing because I do a lot of fishing analogies. I don't want to learn how to fish. I don't want to learn how to fish. It goes this direction. It goes up or it goes down. Two ways it can go from this point, right? Anybody disagree with that? There's two ways. It's going to go up. It's going to go down, or I'm sorry, three ways, or it's going to continue to go in this direction. Can't go backwards. Can't go any direction. It has to go down, has to go up, or it has to go this direction. So when I set out my buy stop orders and sell stop orders, I know if price runs this direction, I'm going to catch fish here. I'm going to catch fish here, right? We know that when price comes to a Fibonacci pivot, it sort of likes to hang out and just hang out, right? We know that. That's what it's doing right now. It's sort of hanging out. Now we go to a smaller time frame. You're going to see we've got some buyers in the market right here. It may run down and run through this signal. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I typically not a big fan of running through a pivot. I'm thinking I'm probably going to back this one all the way up to somewhere in here and catch the fish on the way back. I'm probably going to pull this one up just a little bit higher and adjust this. So I'm probably going to do it just like this. Pull this bottom one up here. Then we're going to come and take, let me move this out of the way. Then we're going to come and take some numbers. I'm going to leave this on here just to see when price is done. I want to come, if it does run through this, I want to see this, but I'm going to move this up just based on what I've been doing, right? They say sometimes never change your strategies. Once you have a system in place, once you have a plan in place, don't change it. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up right now. And let's see, let's go to my trading view or my MT5 on my phone here because I'm using Carbon Capital. And let's see, what was that one set? I'm going to adjust that. 33,268 is this one. Let's modify you. Entry price 33,301. 33,301. Stop loss 33,346. 33,346. And then take profit 33,201. 33,201. And modify. So I modified that to adjust to this. And let me put a note on it. I'll put it right here. Adjusted. Sell stop order at 8:15 a.m. CST on 4/3/23. Disclaimer. If you decide to take any of the trades that I throw on here and you lose money, don't blow up my phone, right? Like, oh man, Forrest, this is on you. Anything that you take in here is completely on you. It's your trades. It's your money. You need to learn how to trade. You need to learn how to figure it out. Like I said, I'm watching this guy's signals, right? His signals set the trades sort of outside of what I've been learning and what I've learned from my rules, right? I have my rules of how I set up these sell stop and buy stop orders, right? So his trade was set outside my rules. I'm going to wait to see if it breaks through here. It's going to activate this trade. I want to move it. I want to make that stop loss a lot smaller. Yeah, see, there's my EMA. I want to make this a lot smaller. I'm actually going to move this just a little bit down again. I'm going to make it a slight adjustment, and I'm going to pull this up here. Right? It doesn't seem like a lot, right? It doesn't seem like a lot of money, but this is like $400 or $500 right in here based on my lot size, right? Let's pull you over here. And again, I just want to keep an eye on when price does run through here. I want to see, where it goes in relationship to this, and I'll come back and put a note on it. But I'm going to come back and adjust that based on my 5-minute. I'm going to adjust it based on my 5-minute. There we go. So let's go back and modify that. $33,282. 282. Again, I follow my rules, right? 33,318. You've got to figure out what your rules are, how you're going to trade, what's going to work. If you try to copy other people, a lot of times you end up 33,318 and 33,200. 33,200. That's a good number. I like that. All right. So I've adjusted it to work based on my rules, right? If price does blow through here, all fine and dandy and great. Let me get that out of there. Right? If price does blow through there, all fine and dandy, right? I've got another sell stop set up over here, right? Which is this one. Let me pull that over there. I actually set this one up so if it does actually come through here, it's going to activate this one. And you see I've got it's really small, right? Price may run down through here, but I was very conservative on this. You can see this on my chart. I was very conservative on this move. If it does blow through past the P and comes down into this, it's going to activate this trade right here at the 33,113 area. It's going to take profit here at 33.53 area. So it'll run right through this zone. And I set this up last night. It'll run right through that zone. I set up another one I didn't set this one up yet, right? I didn't set that one up yet. I'm going to keep an eye on it for the day. We'll close that one out. We're going to move that one. We're going to move that one. We'll move that one, right? And again, we can look at price. There's a lot of money in these moves when they move down through here. Got this huge zone where if it continues from P to S1 to come down here to this zone down on the bottom, right? Again, got a lot of room down here. You got another P down here at this level from yesterday. Got a lot of money in here if price decides to run through this, so we can keep an eye on it throughout the day. Or I can come in and set up. This is a real small zone here. Price may come down to this S1 level and sort of hang out. How are we doing on time? 822. Come down in this zone, hang out for a little bit. Come down in this zone, hang out for a little bit, and then it may just bust through here. Typically, if it comes to S3, it may break through here. And I don't do anything. I don't take trades outside of the S3 or the R3. It may break through here and run this. It may come down and turn around and come back in this direction. But again, we've only got so many hours left in the day because the market actually closes in 8 hours. So we're not sure what 8 hours of trading is going to do. Let's go back here, and I'm going to come down to the 1 minute. Hit the refresh so we can look at what candles are really doing here. See where they're really going. See, again, I've got a ton of room to get down to where that trade is activated. There's a lot of space in here for some scalping. If we decide to do some scalping, right? And that's done. Come over here, open my trading deal. I'm on the market execution screen, and we'll take a look at candles, right? Take a look at the candles. Let's bring back the cloud real quick to sort of get a general idea. Got a seller's cloud. Whereas my lagging span is below price. My EMAs have crossed up here. Price is below my clouds. Lagging spans below my clouds. EMAs have crossed and turning. The only thing that's sort of slowing me up right now is my MACD down here on the bottom, right? My MACD is telling me that there's buyers in the market. Everything else is telling me this is a selling market. Now, if you're more experienced trader than me, feel free to chime in and say, well, no, Forrest, this is what I see. You won't hurt my feelings, right? So you had a lot of ranging this morning. Like, woo. Again, this is our S1, right? Because our P, is this the S1? Hold on, let me see. I'm sorry, R1. S1's the other direction. So this is our R1 zone right here. Price is hanging out in this zone, waiting to do something. We're heading towards the 8:30 clock. On the 8:30, price is going to do some crazy stuff, right? It just takes off and gets a little bit nuts. And we've got to keep an eye on that. I'm hit refresh. Yeah, I see some buyers are jumping in, trying to do some market manipulation. You may get caught with your pants hanging down if you take a trade. Again, my second, where are they at? These two have crossed right here. They're very, very close. Price is trying to push back. I'm right at my P. I'm right at my R1 level. It may do this before it goes any direction. I don't have to take the trade this morning. I don't have to, right? Don't be greedy. Don't like, oh my God, if I do, money's going to be there all day, rest of the day today. It's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there the next day. It's going to be there the next day. You want to make sure you set yourself up to grab some nice money in the trades, right? You want to make sure that you're set up in position. So when you do something cool, like, oh man, look at all this space down here. So I set in a short position. I want to see this price down here. I'm going to come and I'm going to do something crazy like this, right? Set in a cool little sell stop order. So if price does run through this, and then it'll activate and I can keep an eye on it, right? My goal is to hit my daily goal. My daily goal, I'm just thinking, do I want to push it to $2,000? Because if I do, I got to make a lot of changes. So far right now, I'm still hanging at $1,000. I may push it in. But again, I've got a sell stop that I can set here where price, if it comes to this zone here, there's a pretty good chance it's going to keep going. It may come back down here and bump and turn and come back down this way, right? So I may move this just about right there. Now I'm going to stay right there, right at that candle. Okay, I'm going to keep it right there. And I'm just going to keep an eye on that. And I'm going to go enter this. I'm going to go enter this sell stop for this trade. And we'll see what happens here. 33,352. 52, 33. Come on. 33. That's one thing you need to pay attention to, is make sure you put in the right numbers. I did that last week. I put in the wrong numbers and the trade closed. I'm like, what the heck? And I actually transposed my profit level and my stop loss. To say the least, I was a little bit mad. Stop loss 33,358. And my take profit is 33,327. Ooh, I like that number. All righty, 33,352. Place that. Come over here, grab my notes. Remain calm while trading, right? Set, sell, stop, order. 8:25 a.m. CST on 4/3/23. Right there. Coming down to 8:30. Get ready for my trades to run. Put this on market execution and hang out. Right. So it's a matter of, if you're watching your trading view, right, you should be on your trading view chart with whatever however you got your chart set up, so that you can see these and have it set on the 1 minute, right? So you can see all this stuff. Have it set on the 1 minute. If you want to leave the cloud on, you can, to see where price is going. Again, when lagging span gets in the price, not a good idea to trade. When price is in the cloud, not a good idea to trade. My EMAs, everything is bunched right here, right? We may have a breakout like we just did. It's going to try to break out from that candle, the previous buy candle. Sellers are jumping back in. They're trying to take over, right? But again, it's hanging around here. So you may get caught. If you open a sell, you may get caught hanging in some drawdown. So you've got to have your drawdown limit. When I get to 10% of my account balance, when I get to whatever number, you can see my chandelier kicked in there, said sellers are jumping in, but I'm looking at my MACD down on the bottom, right? Looking at my MACD, I don't have a red dot yet, right? Why not? Because the buyers are trying to jump back in. Again, lots of ranging, lots of consolidation. If you're really fast on the trigger, you might be able to pull some of this stuff off, right? If I get a big candle run in a sell, right? What time is it? 8:29. This is where it's going to get fun, right? We need to wait. Let's see. Let me get that out of the way. 8:29. This next candle breaks for a sell. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. I may be moving. I may be doing some fast finger moving here. Let's see where she goes. Let's see where she goes. Let's see where she goes. Let's see what this next candle does. Well, see that? That's why you don't open a sell right there, because it just puts you in some stupid drawdown, right? That's why you wait. You've got to wait, right? So that was completely a fake out. Fake out, like fake out, right? So if you opened a trade on that sell, right, you're in some serious drawdown right now, right? Not a big deal, right? You just gotta manage your drawdown. Like I said, when you're trading US30, you've got to have at least a $3,000 minimum account. Huge buy candle jumped in here. Huge buy candle, right? Let me clear this cloud out of here. Right? Huge buy candle, big wicks, which means a lot of sellers are trying to come back and counter that move, right? Lots of stuff going on there in the market, all because you've got your two EMAs up here really close around my resistance level. So price is going to continue to hang in this area, right? And you've got to be, if you're going to take these trades and you're scalping, you've got to be super fast on your fingers to see where it's going to go. Take a peek at this, see what we're doing. Yep, still got a lot of, look at my MACD, look at my MACD on the bottom, right? Got a lot going into this. Let's see where this next candle breaks to. Again, I've got a zone right here, right? See, I've got a zone right here. It's got to push through before it goes anywhere, right? See the zone? Look how many times prices come here, 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 here. There's another zone right here, right? It may push a little bit, but I've got a lower high. This one actually came back a little bit above this one. So again, this is the new zone, but you still got price coming back into this area. Big sell candle. They're fighting. No, I want the money. No, you get the money. It's almost like smash ball in the gymnasium. If you've ever played smash ball, or throw him the ball and everybody goes out and creams him, right? There we go. Again, it's not necessary to take a trade when you're scalping. You're looking for some real good solid moves. I'm looking for a real good solid breakout in a general direction on this, even if it's just two candles, right? To be able to open that and grab it. A lot going on here. Everything's just hanging out in this zone. It's like it will not break, right? If I get a good candle break below this bottom wick here and it runs and it activates my trade, that's a good one. But again, I got to be quick on my fingers because it may turn around and come back in this other direction. So this I got to pay attention to right here, right? We'll see what happens. Lots of money in that. And if you are stuck in drawdown, right, as soon as you're not in drawdown, as soon as you get positive, close the trade, right? Because there's no sense in trying to be greedy. Just take your money. If it's $10, $20, $4, just grab it and close the trade, right? Because this is a lot of craziness going on in here, right? Just too much craziness going on to figure out. So you've got to be really quick on the fingers, right? Again, we're scalping on the 1 minute. You shouldn't be setting stop losses here. You shouldn't be doing any kind of stuff here. This is strictly scalping, right? Price is below here. Ooh, this is wrong. It's got to break away from this zone, right? If it breaks in this direction, be some good opportunities. It may break back to the north. We'll see which direction it goes. There's a lot of liquidity. Let's see, what do we got in time frame? 35, 34. I do a countdown timer, right? I let a candle open for the first 15 seconds before I hit the go button, because a lot of times when it hits that 15-second mark in a 1 minute countdown, it's when it gets to that 45-second button, it's either going to keep going or it's going to turn around and go the other direction. Happens every time. Again, I learned this by watching candles and looking at the little countdown timer over here on the side for the candle. You got to do is just watch the countdown timer, right? Floats right along with price. Little countdown timer, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, bam, next candle, right? There's my next candle, right? I'm going to wait 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, big wicks. If that breaks, the next candle breaks, it's going to have to break strong, right? Because you got a couple of wicks right there, right? And then we got this zone right here, right? again, there's a lot of pulling back going on in that. Okay, it's going to try to push. See where we at. Next candle. Watch this next candle. We got the wick isn't too bad, so the next candle will probably break for buyers, unless we get a huge wick at the end of this candle close here in the next 5 seconds or so. There it goes. There it goes. We may get a big buy candle here. Let's see if that breaks. See if it breaks that wick. It's about being patient. It's about being patient. I hate being in drawdown. Just hate being in drawdown. It drives me freaking nuts. So I don't do anything. It's 42, 40. Buyers are trying to come back. There we go. Buy. Okay. Close position. All right. Let's see. Got to move fast on these, like bam, bam. You see how fast I was? I think I was in and out of that trade in like 5 seconds. Right? You got to be there. See where price is going. Seeing it turn around. You got to just catch the fish when they're fishing, when they're biting. The whole fishing analogy thing. What is up with that? Maybe that's my subconscious telling me I need to go fishing. I don't know. I've never had an affinity for fishing. I do talk a lot about it. I was watching this one guy on YouTube talking about fishing. Not on YouTube, on Instagram, right? He has this boat and he was catching mahi, and he has like 3 lines in this boat and it's moving, and he's fishing, and he's got these hook things, and he grabs one and he's pulling it in and he hooks it in, and he grabs another one and he puts his foot on the fish while he's holding this one down while he's pulling another one in the boat, and he gets these fish, and then he has nerve enough to go home and show you how he cooks the fish after that, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. So let's see, what are we doing today so far? Today. All right. So I got $31. I got $28 on top of my 400 some I've already done. Right. My other trade should have opened. All right. So we're running. Go to the 5 minutes, see where this is going. $33,480. 105. All right. Let's grab another $50 there. This is scalping, right? Got a nice little run. Nice little run up. If you're doing this morning, feel free just to, when you're done, drop your results into the group. Just talk about what you did for the day. In scalping, you got to just be fast. You got to understand the direction of the candles. You can see it's coming up right up to this zone. It's probably going to stall out in this area, turn around and go in the other direction. I didn't activate this buy stop simply because I didn't. It was really, really close to what we're doing for trading. I want to wait and see. I may move it up into this zone here. Let's just move it up. We'll get that set a little bit later. right? So we'll get that set a little bit later. We'll see where it goes. And we got a lot of room in here. If I go to my Heikin-Nachi candles, right, this gives me a good trend direction, right? You'll notice on the Heikin-Nachis, it's coming up right at my Fibonacci point already. So this candle, my next candle may end up being a little bit smaller in 1 second, 59 seconds. The candles start to get smaller. That means the price is going to change and go in a different direction. We flip back. Yep, sure is. See, we got sellers jumping back in the market. Looking at my MACD down here, I'm starting to get a slight curve. Into my price, right? Down here, my MACD, I'm getting a slight curve, but I still got a nice gap. I've got a darker bar down here, which means sellers are going to try to jump in the market, right? Sellers are going to try to jump back in and pull it back down this way. It may push. It may push. It may push. It may push. $33,518. Just refresh, please. There we go. Turn off auto. So that's scalping. That's the morning of scalping. Depending on how you set these trades up and how you open this, you probably had a nice little run up here, made a nice little bit of money. Hopefully, at least got some good practice money in this run, right? If you're using the carbon trader, again, learn how to use this. The trading view on here is a little bit different than when you turn that on. I can turn on my Fibonacci's. Let's see if I can turn them on here. Show. They're not even popping up right now. They're somewhere on here. Might have to go to a larger time frame. We'll just hide them for right now. And just get used to this. It operates. It is a trading view API, but it doesn't have quite all the features as trading view, right? We're coming right up to my resistance line here, right? That is so huge. And ooh, that's a good one. It may come up and do this. Shoop. So I want to make sure and set my, I just did a Sam Bean. It might come up here and just do a turn, right? If you don't know who Sam Bean is, he has all these kind of special effects when he's doing stuff online, which is funny as heck. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to set a buy stop on that. We'll see what happens. And trade. Buy stop. I'm just going to give myself some permission to make some money here. 33,620. 33,548. Stop 33,528. 33,528. And take profit 33,620. All right. Come over here and put my note on this. At 8:45 a.m. CST on 4/3/23. I don't believe anybody did. If you go into your dashboard and click on order upgrade history, you should see it. All right, look at price run. It's just taking off to the hills. We'll see again. It's back into a zone again, right? Let's come in and bring the cloud in here. Right, look at my cloud. Right, look at everything on this chart. Everything here is telling me buyers, 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 and the cloud's really skinny. And this is a nice little run here. Nice little bit of money in that range if you stuck and you stayed. Stuck and you stayed. Running, running, running. Nice morning this morning, right? A lot of money hitting up here. If it runs all the way to the zone, this is a lot of money. Again, it's on you if you want to take it and see if it's going to come all the way up here. I set myself just to come through this zone, right? If it runs through that, I'm going to call it a wrap for the day. If it runs up here and decides it's going to turn and come back down this direction, I've got my stop loss set here so I won't lose a gaggle of money. I'll lose at 20 pips. Not a huge loss, but again, when you have a big balance, when you have a lot of capital on the bottom end, it's not going to kill you. Again, I've got let's see, where did I think that goes with that one, right? Big run up there. It should have just hit that zone. Let's see. Sweet. It just poked through there based on my lot size for $376, right? So today has been a pretty decent day overall. So I'm at 700. I'll do the math. I'll do a screenshot, put it in there. Not a bad day trading so far. 700, 750. Yeah, it's pretty close to $1,000. See how this turned? I went ahead and closed this because again, it does this weird stuff where it comes up here. It'll hang out in the zone. I probably could have moved this up a little bit higher before I activated it. I'm glad I did because I went ahead and grabbed that for $376. So nothing to laugh about, right? So again, it's when you're dealing with lot sizes. Excuse me. When you're dealing in trading, you just got to pay attention to what you're doing, and just like I said, sometimes you just have to grab the money. And I knew it does this. It comes up and it turns around and goes. Whew. Now, if I wasn't paying attention, if I would have just walked away from this, it's probably going to come back down here and hit the stop loss and stop out, and I wouldn't have the $376. Like I said, sometimes it's best just to take the money and run, right? And overall, I think I'm pretty close to almost $1,000 a day. 376 plus 50 plus 28 plus 31 plus 463 plus 25 minus 22. Pretty close to the day for overall performance. Not too shabby, not too shabby. And imagine just being able to go in, trade this, pull it out, send it over to wherever. Maybe you have a crypto.com card or a Cash App card, or maybe you want to pull the money out and, send it back to your bank or wherever. You got $1,000 to spend today, right? Pretty cool opportunity when it comes to trading. And imagine doing that every day. If you could come in pretty close to $1,000 a day, you're at times 52 times I'm sorry, that's 5,000 times 52 is 250,000. Is that correct? 250,000 a year. Not too shabalicious. Sometimes you just have to watch. So I'm glad I went ahead and closed the trade. Right. This doesn't seem some. Maybe did I set this on the wrong? Let me see where my price came in at. Yeah, that's what it was. It was actually like this. So again, pay attention to what's going on with your price, where it's going, how you put the entry in. Maybe I need a different pair of glasses. Yeah, 33. $602. Anyway, so made some money this morning. Not gonna complain about it. I know why it is. I know why this is off. I know why it is. There's a difference. You'll notice right here, price is at 33,554-ish, 33,553. If I go over here to Carbon Capital, it's at 33,585. So there's about a 40 pip difference between here. So that's one thing that I've got to make sure that I do when I'm setting trades. I've got to make sure I double check the price over here and give myself a cushion when I'm setting it over here on my other trading view, because there's a difference here. I wish I could put Carbon Capital here instead of currency.com or find somebody that runs close to them anyway. That would be really nice. So that is the trades for today. I'm going to call it a wrap. Make sure that if you're doing this, I'm going to screenshot what I did today. I'm going to put it in the group. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at right around 8 o'clock. We'll do this again. Go in and set your buy stop orders and sell stop orders. Don't be greedy. If you have your daily goal, get to your daily goal and walk away, right? Just walk away from it, right? You don't have to make money every single day trading. The money's going to be here tomorrow. Practice, 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 practice. Set your rules, live inside those rules, and don't change them based on what somebody else is doing, right? Like I said, I did the Carbon Capital trade down here where I put the signals in down on this side, right? So I got this set up. So very, very important because I wanted to see, look where price is, right? Compared to the trade down here, right? It's way, way down here. Price has got a long ways to go. It's got to move all the way through this R2 to this R1. Lots of money in here, right? Again, a lot of money in this R2 to R1 zone. There's a lot of money in here. There's a lot of money in this zone. If it decides to turn around and come back down this direction, that'd be crazy. But again, what was our news, right? We have the 9 o'clock news coming up, right? We'll see what happens on that news. Keep an eye on that. And then you guys have an absolutely awesome trading day. I've got to get ready to jump over to the Grant Cardone call. I love you. I appreciate you. Have an absolutely awesome Monday. Practice, 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 more practice. Don't be afraid to push buttons to see what happens, because you're in a demo account. If you're practicing with a demo account, push buttons, see what happens, put a note on there, take notes until you figure out what it's doing, and then it's going to stick, right? Practice, 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 right? Practice, right? Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.